How's it going, YouTube? This is Petter from Team Bolshevik. I'm re-profiling the Agent deck. Got some requests for it. Why not? The format changed over. Why not? And apparently they're the best deck in the format now, so that's good. It's getting better all the time. Tech is always changing. I'm literally just doing this like at my desk right now. So, you know, there's that quality issue, I suppose. If you're really like, wow, this is shit quality, it's at my desk. Just jump right into it. Like, nobody should have to tell you to run 3 Earth and Agents. If you don't have it, then you can't do the deck. I am running the Shineball engine. If I remember, I'm going to talk a little bit about the YCS builds from what we know of them. Deck profiles aren't out so far as I know, but talk a little bit about them. I really love the Venus Shineball plays. It lets you go into Getetsu, and when you have Birdman, it lets you go into Trish, or basically anything that you want. It really just rapes, and it fills up your graveyard too, which is always good. I mean, if you overextend or something, or if you're just having problems and you go into Gentetsu, you can basically sit on that for a little while at least and feel safe. So there's that aspect of the deck. I'm running the single copy of Jupiter. I was originally running it just for it being a name, but because I'm running the Lost Sanctuary as well, or Sanctuary in the Sky, my bad, because I'm running that card as well, this card sets up amazing plays where I can pitch my, I don't know, Archlord Christia to special summon something that my Hyperion has removed. Remove the Archlord Christia for Hyperion's effect, and the next turn just special summon it to the field with Jupiter. Crazy good plays happen with this card. Watch me find out that Christia can't be special summoned. No. 3 Master Hyperion. Once again, if you don't have these, then you're doing it wrong. 2 Archlord Christia. This is released in Super now, so it's easily attainable, which is really good. The problem with this card is that it really hurts the consistency of an already inconsistent deck. Your hands are going to draw shit sometimes, and this card won't help you. Archlord Christia is really good when it goes off, and there are other ways to get it out. It's not dead. You don't have to have 4 in your graveyard. You can sacrifice for it, you can Valhalla it if you're running that build, you can special summon it in any other way. You can special summon a card, you can reborn it, you can do all that stuff to it. The problem with it is that if you draw into it and you don't have the fairies in your graveyard and you're in a tight spot, then that's a dead draw right there. And if you don't have a way to get the fairies in your graveyard too, there are real problems with it, but when it comes out, it's so good that I'm running 2. I was thinking for a little while about not using Christie at all and explaining that build, but I really just believe that however inconsistent it is, it's good enough to be running. The good things make up for the flaws. Running double Birdman for those plays with the Shine Balls and the Venus. 2 Birdman is good. I don't like anymore. That card, that's an honest. Obviously, you can run that. I'm running 1 copy of Herald of Warner's Light. I don't like depleting the hand too much in fairies. I find it very hard to recover from it. It is an amazing card when it activates. You know, you're going to do it on something that you need to get rid of. It's Valor, but almost better. It's Valor with a destruction power, but you're pitching an extra card from your hand, and sometimes you don't necessarily want to do that. It has the potential to set up more plays, which is why I'm considering running more than 1 main deck. But for right now, I like just the 1. Last monster, I'm running 1 Zeradius Herald of Heaven. I really think that a lot of emphasis is taken away from the field card. All of your agents do better things when the field card is out, and the field card makes it so that you don't take any battle damage from your opponent's attacks when you have those cards out. If you summon Earth with Sanctuary out, you can get your Hyperion that turn. which is huge. I mean, that saves me games. I don't think any of the other builds in the YCS were running Ancient Sanctuary or the Lost Sanctuary. God. No, Sanctuary in the Sky. Third time's the charm, right? That card. And I think it's really a shame. I think they're missing out. I think they're thinking, well, Chaos is big right now, so I'm going to do Agents of Chaos. I think that the field card has huge potential with the deck, and it obviously creates synergy. Zeradius is your commandant, which you're pitching to the graveyard, which fuels your Archlord Percy and your Hyperion. So it's really a no-lose situation, and if nothing else, if you have Sanctuary out already, it's a 2100 beater. Although MST at 3 says no summoning him. 2 copies of Pot of Duality and 3 copies of Cards from the Sky. It's just a ratio that I like. You can go 3 pot, 2 cards, you can go 3 and 3, 2 and 2, whatever you want. I think this works rather well. I do like the double draw from Cards from the Sky. I know it's essentially a 1-for-1 just like Pot of Duality, but you get 2 cards to your hand, and sometimes you're foddering out those dead shine balls, which is good. Pot of Duality also has its benefits. It's not as restricting as Cards from the Sky. You're not removing something from play and then skipping your battle phase, which is really huge. But when you're ahead in the game, Cards from the Sky is not going to hurt you too much. It might help, it might not. When you're behind in the game, you know, Pot of Duality is good. So I like the 2 and the 3. You just got to be careful. You got to play your cards right. Don't just play it when you draw it, because then that's going to shut off plays for you. I'm running 2 copies of MST. 3 is just too much for my liking in the main deck, for sure. There's not going to be any more blind MSTing back row for me for a little while, I don't think. At least not as consistently as I was, because it's going to be MSTs. You're going to just go into MST or MST, and then that MST is going to get chained, and it's going to be useless. So I like the 2. The 2 serves its purpose. I mean, it does solve problems, and it clears some back row, which can still be scary. Storm's back, and people are still setting 4 back row, or, you know, whatever. Of course, 3 Lost Sanctuary. Sanctuary in the Sky! Brrr. I've explained this already. I like this card. Creates synergy. Those... Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, those are all staple cards, and, you know, you should know about these. Book of Moon, I don't really consider a staple so much, but it is good enough to be running for sure. I mean, it's a cockblock, right? And these guys are no-brainers. Yeah, I mean, I heard a video of a bigger YouTuber say people show those cards and just go staple and don't even explain it. You know what? I shouldn't have to. If you're looking at this deck profile, you should know why you should run Solemn Judgment, because it wrecks your opponent's plays, okay? That's why you should run Solemn Judgment. That's why that card's a staple. So yeah, Traps, Solemn Judgment, the Deep Prison, single copy. I ran a single copy in my Tengu Plants too, and I just really liked it, so I carried it over to here. It does wreck things like a Shooting Star play, which is good enough for me, good enough to be ran. Torrential, Mirror Force, 2 bottomless. When the tins come out, if I do decide to get them, or if I decide to get them sooner, these are going to be Solemn Warnings. These bottomlesses will go to the side deck. Bottomless is an amazing card to have in your side deck. If somebody's playing a Tengu deck, or Dark Worlds, hello Dark Worlds, hi Grapha, 2700 beater, wrecks you shitlessly. Yeah, bottomless that shit. Stop any deck devy plays, hateful. Extra deck, got the 2 exceeds, level 4s, rank 4s cannot be achieved by this deck, don't bother. So there's that. The level 5s, I guess I'd run the Hyper Librarian if I had it. I suppose I would. It's not that good, and it's nothing that's plant synchro. Anyways, the only level 6 is Brio. Pretty comfortable with that. Ancient Sacred, Ancient Fairy, double Black Rose, and a Triforce for the 7 stars. Feel free to take out one of the black roses for Chimera Tech Dragon if you want, or something like that. Something, you know, another synchro. Definitely don't take out the Ancient Fairy. Stardusts, Scrap Dragon, Colossal, and a Trishula. You could also take out one of the black roses for another 9-star, i.e. Mistworm. I see a lot of people nowadays playing Decisive Armor in their decks, in their extra decks. I really don't think that's a good idea. Decisive Armor is really hard to get out, and if you're doing it, then you're wasting a lot of resources on it. It's my own opinion. Side deck really thrown together. I mean, there's an uncased card. It's a burial. It is important, though, in the deck. Kaiko and Maxi and double copy of DD Crow. Really going to be important in this format. Every single one of these. Kaiko destroys Chaos and BLS, as does DD Crows. Maxi wrecks anything that special summons, because they just stop. Another copy of Orange Light. 2 copies of Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Obviously important to stop Gravekeepers, Blackwings, or anything like that. Chaos again. Single Mind Crush. I would turn this into 2 in a heartbeat if I had a second. 2 Chain Disappearance. Apparently Plant Synchro didn't get the message from the ban list, and it's still alive. This card generally wrecks them and any other deck, like X-Savers or, well, you know what, Rex. Light Swarms too. The 3rd copy of the MST, a Nobleman of Crossout, and look, I already had a Burial in there, damn. So yeah, so that's not a complete side deck. What I would put in there to fill the spaces is Goes and Match. That is the deck, though, I personally think it owns. I mean, there's nothing better than going Earth into a Hyperion, Earth into a Venus next turn, go off. I mean, it's a god deck right now. That's what these guys are. They're fairies, they're gods, they're lords of the planets. Really, there's no reason why you should be playing the Chaos variant that the YCS decks do. You shouldn't be running out and going, holy shit, do I need a tour guide? Oh my god, $200 each? Damn, $600 down the drain. There's no point in bringing out your Sangan, letting it get attacked to get that Earth sooner. You're running 3 of these guys. You're running 3 of every single card in the deck except for the Christia. Every single card, and the Honest, every single card that you would need in your hand is at 3. So, like, if you really need your Herald of Orange Light, just run it at 3. Running out of time on the camera. The play for the Levier with the tour guide is really it's a really good play with the tour guide in this deck. I do think, though, that running Jupiter really just doesn't make it necessary. It really doesn't mean that you have to take up those 4 spots. I will say that if you do have tour guides, then it is a good idea to put it in this deck if you want to do the Chaos variant, which in itself is a very good deck. I mean, there's no end to things that you can do if you own a tour guide. I shouldn't have to tell you. I think that the deck can be just as good as it is with tour guide if you don't own one. There's no need to think, well, I can't be top tier if I don't need to own a tour guide. You make your own build. You know what? You find what you like. I really like the Ancient Sanctuary version. I don't care if nobody else runs it. I don't care if it doesn't top a YCS. It works for me. It wins me games. That's all that matters. So that's my rant. That's my video. That's my deck. It's Agents Team Bolshevik out.